All right. So the project process you can compare with or any creative process as a plant. Okay. So think about you want to grow a nice flower. Okay. And then what you put it, you put a seed, right, into the land. Understood? Now, will it grow or not grow? A lot of things will depend on its land, right? Inside the soil. You understand? And also, he will maybe what you do, you put the seed first and then put the water, right? Every day, take it, right? So put some water, and then one day you see it's something come out, right? And then he keep growing, it keep growing if the air is good, right? The light is good for it, okay? So some plant, like it's not very good in the outdoor. If you put outside, it's too much hot, okay? And sun is good in inside. Some plant not good for inside, it's outside, right? So you see the surrounding, right? In architecture history, you also saw. So they all are affecting the growth of this thing. Is it? So this surrounding, the situation is called the context, okay? It's clear. So this is, you can tell that this is the context that helps to make sure what kind of tree it is, okay? Even, for example, mango, right? Mango. So mango is come from different places, right? Not everywhere the mango come from maybe Thailand, right? Mango come from Taiwan, mango come from, say, Australia sometimes. Sometimes it come from South Africa, sometimes come from Vietnam. You saw a different type in Hong Kong. Even Hong Kong, you can grow the mango, but the taste is not the same. Okay, different mango have different taste. Mango also grow in my hometown as well. His taste is very different. Okay, smell is different. So even if you bring something, a seed from my hometown to put it here, its taste will be different because the water different, air is different. Okay, so that's why the context kind of like tells what the shape or things it will be taking. Understood? Now this seed that you put on is more like a concept, okay, an idea to begin the tree. Okay. Understood? So the idea to begin the tree, and then you put the water and other things is your development. Okay, you are doing research, analysis, more and more understanding and development. But finally, you got a nice plant come up. Okay, it grows up, have the leaves and the flower. Finally, you can see it. Oh, wow, it's like happening, right? So this final thing is you can call it as actually this final thing you can call is as a content. That means what you can see, what happening, the final look product. Okay. So these are the three things is important in your design. Understand? So you need to put an idea that is called the concept, but it has to be very much connected with the surrounding, that is the context, understood, or the background of things. And continuously, you have to take care of it. So development means with the right, wrong, success, unsuccess, right? Different try, and it will keep developing, and you will see the final look. Okay, that is the object or product. Okay, that is called the content. All right. So for your case, we'll start to see the plan. We'll start to see the space, 3D space, right? We started to see the final program. Okay, it'll look like this. But people don't understand the program. People only see, your client will only see is the rooms, the 3D space, okay? The material, the details, visual look, okay? And indirectly, they feel the experience. So this is the kind of like you can say is the content you have designed, the final look goal. But then behind it, actually, you have a storytelling. You have the way of telling it. What is the uniqueness? What is the kind of like message that, like a reflection from the context, right? These kind of things started to kind of like help it to tell the seed, or the beginning of the idea was very different. And of course, context is about your site, where I'm designing, your users, for who I'm designing, right? Your typology, what kind of building I'm designing, right? And your topic, for what kind of reason I'm designing and what kind of objective I'm having. Understood? So it's more like the background you're talking about that shapes up your project. Get it? Understood? So you can simply tell this, these are the three things that is actually kind of like shape my design. I start with the context. I understand the context first, where it is. Then I place my ideas, concept, and even my design strategy behind. And then I get the content. Okay. The final design shapes up with the development. One more word for the concept, even I think very important, is the strategy. I mean, how things will be different, right? Last time I keep asking, your storytelling, but then how it will work. All right. So if you want to give a number, the context is the very first thing, followed, and then you actually placing some kind of like your idea based on your understanding about the context or background. So all your first part is basically to understand the one, and then go into the number two, right? To develop a design strategy, a very different way of solving the problem, or bringing a solution, etc. And then part two will move from 2 to 3, right? How to develop this space or something visible. Okay. Okay. So are you okay? Now look this thing then again, context. If I move down this one, so you got a context, you need to bring it, develop it with the idea, but this idea can be very much step by step, be very, oh, I mean, being detailed and bigger, making it more like a growing up, right? And then finally, you got the content or something to see. The artifact is called the production of your idea. Now look carefully, like this thing, context, something was present, right? Something was there before, right? I mean, the client you are talking about is visible. The user you are talking about visible. The site you are talking about, the places you are talking about is visible, right? Existing. But the concept is something invisible. Nobody knows it was not there. Okay? Intangible, right? So, and then finally, so the client will never ever get it unless you can really communicate this. Even me as a client, okay? My role is as a client. And then content means your space, right? I mean the planning, your 3D space, right? This that you are talking about the quality of the space. You're talking about the skin or material and details, right? These are kind of like a production will come out, right? And people can see it finally. Your client will understand, oh yeah, I can see. Sorry, this is more like a visible thing, right? You can see again. So it's a journey. Something was mystery, right? Was there, is there. Based on that, you bring something was not there, right? A different idea. And then finally, you bring a real final work that people can see. So this is more like a journey here, right? Just a side talk, okay? So I delete it. Put it back. Okay, that's it. Now, this journey, okay, so we break down. Remember at this point, what you are doing, more breakdown is stages, okay? So you are, the first part, as you saw, it's the briefing, means you know, or somebody tell you, or you some kind of starting, right? The project information you got. And then you are doing the analysis, right? Research or analysis, design analysis, okay? That you are trying to get a understanding. So what you are trying to understand, as you see, there are basically three things. First of all, you try to know uh, exactly the things I'm talking about. It's a topic, right? You are trying to understand is the typology is very important because as a designer, you need to feel okay that every type of projects are different. What is the basic need and demand, etc. The other things you are trying to understand is the people, okay? So the users. Last time you remember in office design or also in the F&B design, another thing was important. This year, F&B design, we did not look at it. Retail design, if you remember, we talked about the brand also, right? Your client. So brand somehow also go to the, in terms of your topic, okay? Understood? If it's a commercial project, there might be a brand. You need to understand it and also develop, like this is my client and brand. Very, might be much better to say that this is client brand. And what else you need to understand? So to understand a project's beginning or how should I work, you need to understand him, right? The project's context. So these things are called the context, project context. What else? You need to understand very good. Yes, the site. Okay, because that is another very important hardware for you, especially interior designers, right? So this is called, you can call place, right? Now you see that the same thing when a graphic student is doing his graduation project, he's also going to that the topic or issue. He's also understanding like how to work with a certain type of design work. He's also understanding his client or target group. Okay, but one thing you are very unique is for you is understanding about the space. Okay? That is your hardware. Okay, to work. So you can a little bit of kind of like even detail out. You talk about topic understanding, your typology understanding. Just if you, I mean, just if you want to add a little bit more user analysis or understanding, you'll see these words. I'm always using this word. Okay, site analysis, etc. Okay, you can write in short because the detailed one will be here. Okay, already in the team. Now, what you're looking for in the topic understanding, what you're looking for. Does it come to your mind? So these things in together, you are calling it is the context and understanding context, okay? Or context analysis. Context, they are made up of with all this, at least the four things. So anywhere you go, right? How about the place? How about the people who will be acting here and who are right now there? These are all related, okay? Even you need to look at the not only the future people, means your future user who will come to this place. You also need to understand sometimes who are there right now. Okay? For example, you are designing something in say Chungkano, right? You need to know like I'm choosing like say Ticking Lane, that corner last time you did for the integrated project, right? Now you did for a play, right? Was it your topic was a play? What is your topic was SEN, right? The students last time. Okay, so last time your client and user are the same, okay? And the target group. Like for example, you are designing a new school, okay, in Chungkano. So first thing you might also need to know who I have around it, okay? But when you put the school, there will be some new people will be coming here, understood? As my target user. So if you are thinking about okay, this is a location, I go to draw a little bit. Say, for example, it's a place in Chungkano. This is my site. And this is the whole kind of neighborhood. So I'm talking about this place. If I put say like a new cafe, somebody like a music cafe, for example, you're thinking about a music cafe here. Okay. And of course, some music lover and cafe lover will come here. That is my target group user, right? Understood? So who will be coming here? So some guy love the music, okay? So they may be coming in very soon. He's my target group. Those are the young kids, okay, for example. Or some people, they do a job somewhere, but really loving the music group. So you want to know who is your future target group, okay, or customer. But then they are not the only type of people. These are the target group, right? But there might be also some other people. There is a shop here, a small market, maybe a wet market. Is it connected? Understood. Question. Is this people somehow also get benefited from my new project? Can you understand this thing? Or here is a, for example, a small few houses are here, okay? So some residences are living. Are they my target group? Yes or no? Maybe no, but you need to also know that is it somehow connected, this project? Got it? So who are those people? Like if I draw in red, some people living in the neighborhood, some people in this wet market, right? Selling fish or vegetable, okay? Or coming to buy it. Or here is a small kindergarten. There are some kids coming and their parents coming, and there are some teachers. Okay, are they connected or not? So these all people, this is one type of people, two type of people, three type of people. These are the people on that place, on that site. Okay, understood? So these are the different, oh, sorry. No, there's a gap. These are the different people, okay? Understood? This is not your target group, but this is the people that live around your place. It's connected. Maybe he every day he go this kindergarten this way. People from this house always use this road, and then in front of my cafe go to that market. Okay. So sometimes this is also become very important. Is it related or not? Understand? 1 year, one of the student, he wanted to do a kids play center. Okay, there's some small kids, you know, some kind of game center, right? Small kids will go with their parents to play the game. Okay, so he was planning a game center, but he chose, for example, Chunwan. Okay, or and Chunwan, for example, or not in Chunwan, somewhere like after the Chengshan. What is that? Namchong. After Chengshan, what is the next station? Chengsha 1. Then what is the next station? MTA station. After Meifu and Chengshan, there is a station in the middle. No, before, other direction. Laichikok, yeah, right. Laichikok, right? So Laichikok is more about the office, right? More office. So big warehouses, wholesale market shops, right? And you'll see a lot of like, almost like the Kuntong was before. So he chose a location like that. Understand that the rent is cheaper and there are some center there, but it's not a very suitable for them. Okay, because there is no other children related facilities. So a family really have to plan and go. So sometimes the location, is it the location is related or not, is a big factor. Understood? And you also need to know who are around your project you're proposing. So this is another type of people that is called the people in that place. Okay. So people, when you talk about, is not only the people that come to your site, I mean like your target group, but you are talking, you also need sometimes have to look at the people living there, existing people. Okay? That is another analysis. Anyway, we'll come to that later. Just to let you know that there are two kind of people you need to discuss. So I'm putting it out of the site at this moment to keep it simple. Now back to our this thing. So right now you are doing the understandings, but what you are trying to know from the topic and typology, okay? So when you are trying to know about the typology, that is when you are doing your kind of like research right now, and you're also trying to know who is the people you are targeting. Sorry, I need to change. So they are telling you something very clearly, is the need, what kind of space they need, okay? What kind of spatial things they need, okay? If you, for example, if your target group is the children, your need will be different, right? You know, something has to be more careful, something has to be more different. If your target group is elderly people, need changes. If your target group is last time, like for example, Betty's example, right? Your target group was the university student, but when you add the primary kids, then study to change. If it's a family situation, it's different. If it's a young people, that I mean, it's not about the family. You test is different. If it's a working people, it's different. If it's studying people, it's different, right? So need, you know that what kind of need they have. So two kind of need. One is the functional need, means I need to provide this and this. And another one is the aesthetical need, means like their choice. Okay. Sorry, need. So this you need to kind of like summarize or understand clearly for your, based on the project typology and also the user group. I'm designing a school and this is for like primary school level. So my school need this, and this kind of environment, right? This kind of test. And of course, functionally, I need this, and this. This analysis is very much important, okay? And site tells you a lot of things as well. Site tells you like the kind of like some kind of like where is the better place, where is not better place. We'll see later, okay? So what you should take advantage, what you should not, okay? Something existing or not, etc. Anyway, they together start to push you two things in the next step. So that you need to develop something called a program, okay? I mean, your area list. First of all, you need to plan based on the need. Is there something unique or not? Is the activity, right? So you can call is the function. I mean, what people will do here, okay? This is the first things you'll be planning. From that, what kind of spaces I need, okay? And is there any kind of like particular story, or you can call it theme? The word in together you can call it the narrative. I mean, how it become unique, how it become different, how it becomes particular type of experience, okay? Understood. So you are trying to see the uniqueness or whatever, I mean, the uniqueness. So the main objective is this. So you are looking for a story or theme, or you can call it the narrative in the better word, okay? But to understand it easily, it's like I'm looking for a different thing. My restaurant is different than his restaurant because of this. Understood? So these three things are coming out from like in your planning. So how do you know the need? When you look at the what kind of activity and space they need, this is the, you understand his need. You also understand the functional need by the function and the spaces, okay? So these are the three things you have to plan in the, and that makes up your design strategy, okay? But two kind of things. On the right-hand side, this is, you are calling the concept or your design story. And the left-hand side, you are calling it is a program, a detail of space program, you're calling it, okay? How should, what this space should keep and what this space should not keep, okay? Understood? Can you see the process? So after you understand what they need in two kind of need, one is the functional need and one is the aesthetic need, you know from project typology. For example, last time when you designed a retail project, you know that I need this kind of spaces, right? In a retail, I need a storage. Nobody see that actually, but it's important. In a retail, first thing needed is the display, but it's also not limited to one display. When you go into detail, in a retail might be, there are at least two types of display, something to highlight and something more common things, right? But you can even break down based on your particular client, his product type, how he sells things, more type of display, like some display to interact, some display just to take out the package, some displays like to show something very, very special. Only one item actually might be. Sometimes it's open, sometimes it's closed, sometimes it's on the table, sometimes it's on the shelf. So there are more detailed types is coming. So those are the kind of just about the display. Then you understand that I need a cash counter. People have to pay, right? Second function. The third function, I need to store. Okay. The product has to be stored. So this way you make the functional needs. But then when last time we talked about a retail for the kids, right? We started to talk about like aesthetical need, right? The kids love this kind of environment or this kind of color, right? The kids we are talking about and their parents, they may be like prefer to do this thing or that thing. Understood? So these are the aesthetical need. You add up like a little bit of more than dry function. So you can list out them, okay? How to work. Just list out what are the function, okay, needed. It's clear. Now, space program, you can break down more. I'll tell it on the week I'll be talking about the space program, okay? There are steps like bubble diagram, block diagrams. You hear and read something, okay? Area list. But I think it's really too many things at this moment. So details, you'll know that week. Is it okay? Shall I move? So how do you work in this stage? This stage we are calling is like the programming, okay? This is called the programming stage. But all of them are the same colors. Yes. And the before one is more like a context research, right? You know that context research or analysis. Even together, they still call. So this is our phase one, okay? First phase. How the output will be. I mean, what is our tools? How should we work? Now you understand, right? This stage, right? Is it? What to do? So again, we had something as a background. We know that somebody told us to design, and we started to kind of like go for understanding our background. And that's called the context research analysis. From there, we bring out our findings is the list or sometimes a diagram. You can show by diagrams actually, but it's about to know the need actually, functional need and aesthetical need. And that we break down into, okay, what kind of activity will we get better? You started to suggest already, okay? What kind of, for this activity, what kind of spaces do you need? For this space, how I should, what kind of more detailed spaces, their sizes, their organizations, etc. How should I arrange them? And the third thing is how it can be a unique, okay? So where you get this idea, the story, I mean, the uniqueness, where does it come from? It don't come from zero, right? The story I'm talking, right? Where's the idea come from? Remember last two projects, retail, and then the FMB you did. Do you remember where the story come from? Where your unique story come from? It's basically come from the background. So something might be related to the people, represent them, okay? Something might be there is a very unique thing about the place or site. It can also be my idea. Sometimes it might be the typology. I want to say something like you are experienced about the food and then I'm talking about the food culture, right? And then that become my inspiration. Like last time, for example, I think Becky and Cherry's project, right? FMB, you try to talk about the street, right? The Dai Bai Dong or something, right? But as a topic as well. And of course, a lot of things might be inspiration. So any of them or combinedly through your mind map and other inspiration, understanding, you develop an interesting idea, right? Project. So their inspirations are actually coming from the back. Now, how do you present is the next thing to talk. I mean, so from here, our line is output is quite clear and simple. You need is a program, a spatial program, right? So that might be you're ending up talking about a block diagram. Is the ultimate end after you put everything. So I know on my site what kind of space I need and who is the bigger, who is the smaller, is the size. Okay. Sorry. This kind of things. So that is like you're ready for the next step. Okay. Now you see that the exactly same thing I keep asking in this project. Okay. So here you can see those things like what you should understand or not. So you can look back again in the Moodle. We said the user group, primary, secondary users need and mindset understanding. And then you finish up with talking about the consideration. Okay, here's my target group. And I found that 3 things are very important for me to keep in mind and show in the design. Understand? So this is like how you end up. When you talk about, will be talking about the site, there are also like a lot of things to look at in different, the zoom in and zoom out. And then you end up with a diagram telling that, okay, number 1 area is the best area to keep something here. Number 2 is that. So this one we'll talk in detail later, but it's end up here. And when you're talking about like, your topic, okay, on one hand, you're talking about the typology. You also kind of like a little bit of show some kind of your concept idea. But yes, I mean, my topic is giving me a very interesting idea. For example, office design. If I do, after studying the office design, I found out that office is more like a city. Okay, this is one of my idea. And another thing I learned that it's a really something very important here is the giving a team spirit. Okay, and then my client's brand identity, right? Which company it is, showing that is very important. It's an so like it's a Instagram head office, okay, to give them the feeling about it. So you can have some interesting idea, like the kind of, understanding from here. And then this is started to put you that, yes, I need this kind of activities and the spaces, okay? It started, but how to make the story more unique? Like, for example, you're designing a school and suddenly you think that the library become my main storyteller. Okay, so he is the hero or something. Will come up later, but you can use some kind of like, again, keep using the diagrams to explain. And the program is very straightforward, very dry, easy to understand and follow, very systematic. First, let's talk about the major activity, then major area, and then talk about the detail area, then go into the bubble diagram, block diagram, etc. So I'll talk about it later in more detail. Okay, so something came up like finally like that. So you finally have a block diagram in one hand. So this block diagram have all the things. It has site, it has your functions, right, on the side. You have the key idea, okay, who is the main point. And as a concept also, you have some design strategy. Okay, what is the design strategy? This one I can talk with you further. I think last time, room number 302, I talked about the design strategy to you also, right? Like what is something in detail, but something also in the big. I put it first, I put it later, or my main focus is him, not him, okay? Can be design strategy. So from there, you are moving to this is actually the output of your programming thing. So next step will be obviously simply and very straightforward and simple is space. Okay. So the production is all together. In one hand is the layout. I mean, how is the final plan look like or plan looks like? Other hand is the 3D space. I mean, in three-dimensionally, how the things that you are organized actually. Where is your, I mean, if I stand here, looks nice or not, okay? And then from there, I think you also started to like highlight your feature areas. Like here is my feature area in the layout to reflect. Okay, this is my, because it's come from your strategy, right? That this is my feature area. This is how I work with it. Okay. So this is in the planning scale you are working. Still, so far we have worked plan scale. And then now you started to zoom in. Let's focus on something. Room scale, right? Talk about the like kind of like the look details and even the quality, right? So again, you are talking about the 3D space in detail. You are talking about now the scheme. Okay. You're talking about the more detail about the experience, how it's different. Why this room is so different? Like last time in retail, okay, my entrance is so different. When I pay the cash, it's also that area is so different, or that display. And then from here, you started to talk about the details. Is the object or furniture scale, product scale, whatever you call. Still the scheme. Okay. But you are now talking more details, like how is it happening? Okay, look at this. I put my glasses, right? The display is like this. He's actually stuck to the wall. So I draw a little bit of section. A lot of things, right? So this third part you are talking about is your design development, your production. It's the contents you are talking about. Now, these are the step-by-step you'll go, right? There is no first and second here. Some people start with the details. Some people start with the big plan, okay? It's very up to you, this stage. And then finally, you got the final proposal, right? Okay, final look. After going through them, what you do in this stage actually. So this is called the design development stage. Okay? And in the JCFC, you are presenting your final proposal. It's a long way. Is it clear? Any question so far? Now, don't forget what you promised at the beginning. Your design strategy should come back in every scale can come back, okay? Not only the planning. That I really want to highlight something. I really want to keep a characteristics. Because you said about something like that, I wanted certain kind of design narratives. Design strategies talking about the uniqueness of your project, the different experience you are talking about. So don't forget it, right? Until the end, the concept or your different storytelling will be reflected. And where it come from? It came from your understanding about the background, right? Why this project is unique for them. So, for example, again, this is a museum for ocean pollution, right? And it's located in Hong Kong. How Hong Kong is connected also might be highlight, but also you're talking about this is year 2024, right? This is a program. I mean, this museum is become very special. So similar, like you're talking about the ex-convict, right, coming back from the jail, back want to you get back to the society. So his place where he live and work, how it become very reflective, right, in your planning, in your even detailing. Understand? This is a say like a museum for the fishing. Then how does it reflect? It's the same for the restaurant that really represent the cuisine, right? Or the ingredients, or even is it what is that thing? Seasoning, right? I mean, at the even the last day, this should when people see the final product, this is the content, right? One, two, three. People can feel it, your story, okay? Or at least kind of feel about it. All right. Okay. So now I show you some example to understand this process. Okay. I think any question before that, any stage you don't understand. See, anything you need to, maybe Becky want to ask to Cherry. I'm going back. I'll put you some examples as well. Okay, this one, I hope all of you uploaded. Okay, good. I show you something from a different level, but I think still it's worthy to look at. Um, for example, this project um, was came up with the issue like you, okay? And the magazine one, this is called this one. You also can get some idea like how you can talk about the first part, okay? Project's background, your understanding, and your proposal, okay? Um, so the proposal is up to like programming, okay? Okay, so this was talking about a issue that the city, two issues actually. One was that there is a new kind of idea that to grow the plant and food in the city. Okay, everyone can grow his own food, something like this. Not all the food, but encouraging more. And the second thing was like what happened to the old industrial building, like Kuntong. So her site was also Kuntong. Okay, so what happened to the old industry building? Understand? Now in Kuntong, a lot of buildings are changing, right? So breakdown is not the only solution. So this is like the issue is talking about, okay, yeah, so she was really interested about this industry history of Hong Kong. And we are trying to, there are a lot of old industry building, and we're trying to break down and make a new building, but this is not maybe the best solution, okay? That's like her discussion. And she took one building as a site. This is called to reflect, that is like show the both cases actually. Understand? Let me see. So this is the building or the site she took for two reasons. Two reason is one reason is this is an industry building, very obvious, right? That's why let's go with her topic. It's a nicely topic. Okay, it's an industry building, but old. This is one reason that one of her topic she's talking. But another topic things she's also care about is the farming, okay, or food, okay. So you see the what kind of building it was, a flour mill, all right. From the wheat, it produced the flour, okay, and then from flour we get the bread or other things, understand, noodles, etc. But so this is also related to the farming, that is her one of the topic interested. Understand? So two reasons she choose up this one. So this can nicely talk about, and this is a neighborhood that is talking about is important according to her research for the Hong Kong's industrial history. Understood? So nice began. So you see that already site is making some, the site is already making some kind of like inspiration for her design. Okay, for the topic, etc. Now here was some kind of like understanding about the location, the Kuntong, and also the building's story behind. Okay, the building she choose can give her some kind of like interesting idea for the concept, or telling the story, making the project very different. Understood? So do some research about the neighborhoods, like seeing that there are a lot of different old industrial building, but then new office buildings, and then some other things. Do a little bit of research about understanding their life and characteristics, and then also looking at the people that is around his place or her place. Okay, then focus to the building to look at into more detail, like the characteristics. Okay, this one I'll tell you later. I mean, in one hand is looking into the form, shape, space. On the other hand is looking into the story of the building. Okay, what it was, anything interesting to bring back. And then even how this building can be future use, like the sunlight coming, the view, etc., etc. Okay, so looking for the opportunity. So now doing an analysis in this smaller scale, okay, micro scale, zoom in. So this is that site. Understood? So she finally chose that this will be my site. I mean, of course, you cannot design the whole building. This is too big. Okay, so choose around 10,000. This is 10,000 square feet, 2 floors. Okay. And then also explain why I choose this part, okay? Because from my analysis, it says that this, and this that match with the opportunity I'm looking for, and that's why, okay? So she explained. Now, she's doing some more topic research about the thing she is talking to bring some kind of idea. So she's talking about the urban farming, like in the city now, a new kind of trend is grow your own food and then make your own cooking and enjoy, and even sometimes together as a community. Okay, so you might be there is a group of people that love to do this thing and they help each other, etc. And she find a client as well. You will find it later. Okay, something suitable. All right, and then you see that here she's already start to plan the activity will be in my site, okay, in my project. So she said that my main idea will be a farm, grow something here in my project, learn about it, share, and then also meet more people on the same interest. Okay, you understand? So this area will provide the opportunity for this 4 kind of activity, more like a more design objective. Okay. So you farm here, and then from here, like you already started to see the main activity, what is happening. Okay. And then she do some case studies actually to understand how the similar kind of approach or similar kind of context, I mean, similar kind of building being used actually, okay, to design. And then started to think about what can happen. So this is more like the 3rd stage, design idea and design strategy, okay? So she said that I have these 2 floors, these have some advantage. The top floor have the sunlight can come in, okay? And this floor have some view and other things. So this is a little bit of summary of ideas. You see that nice drawing to share that, and easy to understand what she's trying to talk, okay? And this is also some kind of like experience mapping, like talking about that you first come here and then go up and come down, okay, and then you see this first and that. It's a little bit of a quick sketch or collages. Even you can use AI to generate some vision, okay? But of course, you should need to mention that this is generated, okay, by AI. But you can use the tools, okay, to show the vision, what it will look like. But this is not the final design. This is more like an idea, okay, or vision or the dream. So here it started to a little bit of kind of analyze. After the analysis, I mean, you see the little bit before, started to talk about the different zoning, okay? Means like already going into the programming, block diagram things, and explaining a little bit what will be different zone is doing. And this one is more talking about his future user. She did some analysis about them, talking. This is another technique I'll be teaching today. It's called the persona design. Okay, so she's talking about three kind of user. Okay, number one is more like a office people that do the job in Kuntong. Okay, more a senior level. Okay, they love to come here. So this is more talking about his attitude and then personality. So it's more like a imagination character, right? This is Chris, Mr. Chris something, and he works in Kuntong and he's a busy. I mean, the office more like in the senior level, and he's interested in history, but also like to come here. Then Jack is another target group. This is the middle, I mean, the more younger group, and this is more even much younger. So these are the three types of target groups he has. Okay, and just give an example by making a character. Okay, so this is called the personal design, and it's telling like how they will be coming this place and working here. So this is a technique. Okay, so through that you can see the idea was very much connected with the site. Okay, site giving some idea. You can see further. Like, let me see. So further, when she designed, based on the understanding about the site, and then a little bit loading. Okay. So that idea bring her to some more design ideas. Like she's talking about, okay, I'm having an imagination about a place. She couldn't do it finally, but still this was the beginning of the idea, like that people can feel the into the plant, into the garden. I mean, they grow the food here, and then the sunlight coming from the ceiling. Okay. So this is a little bit more understanding and detailing about her plan or program, like how people will work here. Okay. There are how many factors, etc. And to do that, she's started to do more research about this function, what to do, how does it look like, how is it possible to do some storage, how is this a shop actually she want. So one of the component of item she's planning is that making a farm in the project. Okay, one of the area. So this is something vision. Second area she's thinking about is the market, like people can buy and sell. So it's a small market like that. Wow. And the third thing she's planning is a kitchen and dining. So people can also a little bit cook and eat here from the same item. You know, so farm to dine, there is a concept there. And finally, the food leftover or like raw materials can be used to make the compost, okay, for further farming. Is it clear? And here she's talking about how she generated different storytelling. She was interested in this one I showed last time, right? You saw it last time during. So use that idea of solar diagram or something, and kind of break down, and then finally bring it to the. So one idea here, there are 12 different cycle, but she break it into basically 3, okay, or 4 actually. And then she also, another thing inspired her for the design is the site, the building's own feature, okay, that I said. So this building has this kind of 10 different what is called a cylinder for the food storage. It's originally a food storage thing. And she used this 10 into her design planning idea, okay, and bring it inside, just inspired by that, okay, and then keep planning. And then here is the more like talking about the flow and experience as well. You come here for us, do this and that, and this is a plan. So up to here, you can be very nice proposal, okay, that you can do in the first level 1, okay, I mean the stage 1, okay. And the next level will be designing the space. So next level, she's started to kind of like see about the different element and idea about the different part of that 5 zone, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one zone is called the farming area, inspirational by this. Another zone is inspiration is this landscape, etc. So she's going in detail different things. This is the final thing, but behind there is a lot of working. So one idea was talking about the season or situation common for the farmers, and she's using a very unique idea, using the tree for that, and then talking about the rain, etc. So it's a main feature. And the second thing, so this is like how it looked like in the final stage, but there was a lot of thing in between. And this is that zone actually with some farming happening, but this could be much better actually. Okay, if she has more time, but it still is quite, yeah. So this way, you can see it's more detailed. This will be the phase 2, okay? Room scale, object scale, okay? Even the plan now become more detailed like this. So this, the production of the is level 3, okay? Stage 3, got it? So, you okay? Ideas are clear? I can show you another very simple one. This was by the title, you can know that this is about the handcraft experience center. Okay, talking about the craft work in Hong Kong, and similar. I mean, because the context was, or the background was basically she want to work. I mean, she feels that there is not enough things to talk about it, and this is very important. And for this, she did some research about the understanding about the museums, understanding about the crafts, okay, I mean, how many crafts in Hong Kong, etc., etc., and then choose a building, also another kind of industrial building, but this time in Kowloon City, okay, or Kai Tak area. And this building also, she said that there is some connection about the craftsmanship of things, but by the history and other things, etc. San Pokong, okay, the exact location, and did some research about it. And she find out is, yes, there are some future target group possible, okay, there anyway. And then, yeah, so it's about this place and site. And then this one will be useful for you, more about the building analysis. So she looked into the building characteristics, how much space it has, how much open or closed, big or small, how to come in, okay, what is inside, different facilities, and then how big is the areas, etc., and different services. So based on that, she started to focus on like, who is my target group, right? 4 kind of target group, and then talking about them actually, but more detail, and then some kind of philosophy or design idea she started to bring up, and then these are the different important component in her design activities, okay, in the space. So there will be exhibition, there people will do workshop, and then there will be an interior garden. This is something extra. I mean, she added. Normally, you see that you cannot. This is something a surprise element. Okay, she said that there will be a garden, more like an art garden. She wanted to do like, okay, to show the craft, and then she's like planning to put like this. So the garden, you see that now you see the design idea. Okay, she said that my garden is the very special element that hold everything else. Storytelling. Okay. So you come to my craft center through a garden, but art garden is called, and live by the garden, and everything. This will be the heart of the whole place, okay, the center of the whole place. So you can walk around and see, and then upstairs you go, and then you see the exhibition space. There will be some performance stage, and then another side will be workshop area, and this is the area. So this is a little bit of quick sketches to talk about. You enter by the garden, go up, you see some workshops happening or some exhibition happening, okay, like this, okay, and some quick sketches to think about the what she's trying to feel or imagine, okay. So it can be sketch, it can be collage, it can be even AI generated image if you like to, okay, but always mention it because this is her sketch. She don't need to say anything, and it's more like a small pictures, more like a travel, okay, into that space to think about it. So this one, I think, within week 5 you start to draw, okay. After the 5, this is the first thing, the vision, okay. Once your program is ready, you started to think about the spaces, okay. Feel, I mean, you have to feel and walk around it, then you can design quite easily. Understood? Model making will help you a lot. And some case studies, they do it later to become art museum kind of things. And here, so I see that from the product, these things you see. And then she's started to do a little bit of research about the crafts in Hong Kong, what should be shown in her place, and started to plan because of, so she like planned there will be 4 types of craft to be shown somehow, or 6 type actually. So she's planning the different zone for that. So this is the space she got, and then it started to break down. Now this is not the final, this is final one, but there was a lot of things behind the story, okay. Now you can show that as well. So this is the floor planning. So if you remember, the ground floor starts with a garden. There's a big stair. You go up and find on the right hand side, you find the left hand side, you find the exhibition area. Right hand side is the workshop area. And when you come down, the other supporting things are hidden, and then there is a shop actually, retail. I mean, to buy things and leave. So these are the 4 different zones, okay. She's showing, and then it's talking in detail, like talking about how it's worked, more detail in the stage 3, okay, and working on it. So first, design strategy, art in the garden or component. Second is the design strategy is to use handicraft elements, okay, like this to in her design, like these are the inspiration, okay, and then she started to do some kind of detailing and later on. So I'm just jumping quickly. For example, you see some detail come inspired by the craft, okay? You know, design detail, room scale, and object scale, okay? So different spaces you can work in detail or step by step. Clear? Do you want to see more, or you think it's okay? You understand, I think, right? It's clear? So I'll put them. I'm showing you a little bit of from major IMP or the top of projects, but I think they work very complete, okay? To give you idea more clear, okay, how things work. But the graduation project also work at the same level, okay. I mean, I was involved with this project, so I can tell more about it, okay, before. In the graduation projects, our students also work on the same length, okay, same level, but the size slightly smaller, project size, okay. So that's what you'll be doing. Clear? So this all thing was basically to let you know, understand the process. That is very much important to know. Now, is it clear the process happening? And to give you that time, more practical idea, the timeline. So right now, if you ask me in terms of the timeline, so these are our first 5 weeks things. Okay, I mean targeting. At least we have a program and we understand the background well. We have a design direction very clear. Okay, this is the phase 1. I mean, These are more like a background of a design, two-dimensional, straightforward sometimes. Still loading. I mean, up to this line, okay, is your first part. And second part, it looks smaller, but there'll be a lot of trial, okay, try and error, okay? Because you need to develop two-dimensional and three-dimensional spaces. There will be a lot of possibility, okay, design details, okay, spaces. Now, this you will also do like a selective area. You don't need to, when you work with the plan scale, you'll be working the whole plan. I think that also already you have a very clear idea in the programming stage with number 5. But then when you go to the room scale, you will be working on the focused area, feature area, not all of them. Okay. To show that you can also do details. And on this process, you will finally arrive in the very final proposal. You need to do polishing, presentation scheme for that, for the DCFC and exhibition. Okay. So that means after review 2, you can do the more focus on the polishing, how to make wow presentation. Okay. I don't know, like, why not just synchronize? Now, the final question might be, what are the tools, different tools we are using? So you hear some names, or time to time I give you different tools. Like when you work with the programming, okay, you need to learn bubble diagram. You need to learn block diagram. Understood? So I'll put a very big this diagram into classroom, okay, for your easy reference. All right. Any question, anything? Sure, clear. So I hope you're clear about the process, and I don't know why it's not updating. Let me do one thing. Yeah, so that's I'm saying, like this 3, okay, this stage. So week 1 to 5, you'll get the idea, and then this will be overlapping week 6 to until 13. Okay. And then this is the from week 14 to until the JCFC time. That might be around 3 weeks. It's more into the production. You saw in the project planning, right? Already. And here you need to work a lot of things. And I'll also put down that what is the expected items or things you need to produce in a more detailed diagram and put in the classroom. So to give you, for example, idea to research, there are a lot of research diagrams you can use, the tools, if you ask me about what to do about how to do the user diagram. Now I'll be next thing I'll be talking, okay? How to do the user analysis, okay? One by one. All right. So this is the whole picture first. Got it? And don't worry, I'm not just, you also learn at the same time different strategy and working strategy or method and also tools, okay? This one. All right. So do you need to go to washroom or anything? Okay, quick then, 5 minutes break. And next half hour, I'll talk about, I'll show you the user analysis strategies.